Birth is the beginning of a world. Death is the end of that same world. Life is not composed of the actions the being performs, but of the emotional effects that arise from its relationships with the world it perceives. Birth only occurs when the instruments of perception are ready and suitable so that the being may conceive and interact with its own world. Each being possesses a particular world, formed by elements that belong exclusively to it. No manifested being is capable of perceiving itself within a world other than its own. Each person's world belongs solely to them and interacts only with them, for it is from this world that the being is born and within which it recognizes itself. The body is constructed as a shelter for the instruments of perception. The conception of reality is the result of the interpretation of what these instruments capture and transmit to the mind through the brain. The mind, when stimulated by external impulses, responds by interpreting the received information and stimulating the brain to act upon the body according to that interpretation. Each stimulus adjusts to what has already been learned and stored by the being, creating a continuous cycle of body, brain, mind, and of mind, brain, body. The instruments of perception deliver information to the brain, which sends it to the mind through perceptive states that refine and qualify this information. The quality of perception is directly proportional to the quality of these perceptive states. The quality of perceptive states originates in the nature of the being. The refinement of these states always occurs under the influence of this unique nature, which accompanies the being throughout its entire manifestation within the universe of each moment. This refinement adjusts the being to its relationships with the perceived environment, following both the principle of its nature and the result of interpretations influenced by the mind. The interpretations of the mind never cease to consider and obey the nature of the being in manifestation. The body, in manifestation, is the shelter of the instruments. The spirit corresponds to the mind. The soul is the essence associated with the nature of the being. Apparent immortality reveals itself in the visits of the unmanifested being to the manifested one. Actions performed in wakefulness or in dreams, although different in form, are not different within the inner laboratory of the being. Both are equally valid experiences for its understanding. The observations the being makes about itself lead directly to its nature. The work of the being is the refinement of this nature, which will reveal it to the principle. The metaphor of carving the rough stone represents the removal of everything that conceals the essence. Essence is the great connection with that which exists before the principle. Therefore, its discovery requires carving, connection, and dissolution. Essence may be seen as the smallest portal connecting the two beings, the manifested and the unmanifested. To exist in the manifested world in accordance with one's own essence does not transcend the being, but opens the way toward transition. Thus, it becomes evident that there are only two paths: the middle path, which leads the being toward essence, and all the others, which lead it away from it.